Today I'm going to show you the fastest and cheapest way to start building your first SaaS application. The last couple of weeks I've been browsing for SaaS boilerplates and found a ton of amazing options ranging in features and prices. They all look amazing, great features and tech stack, but I'm trying to build applications as cheap as possible. So if this sounds like something you need, let's get into exploring some awesome options I found and tested. All right, let's get into the first one that I want to showcase today. It's simply called SaaS Starter. It's created by a company called Critical Moments. If you want to check out their website, it's criticalmoments.io. So this first one is built on SvelteKit. It's not something that I'm very familiar with. I usually play around with Next.js. This starter has a bunch of really cool features. It's got user authentication, it's got a pricing page, it's got a blog. We'll get back to the blog part. Subscriptions, billing portal, user dashboard, contact us, that's basic. Search functionality, basic. Email. What else is here? It's open source, and that's what we want. Let's look at a couple features here. They obviously have like a pre-made pricing page. This runs on Stripe. You would set up your Stripe packages, very simple features table, but obviously you can design this any way you want. The blog, like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't have a CMS integrated, so that is something, could be like a version 1.1 where you integrate a blog with a headless CMS. You have Strapi, Ghost, WordPress, and Tina CMS. They all have pros and cons. So just in terms of user authentication, this is done with Supabase. You don't have to set up all the authentication items yourself. If you want Google sign in, Twitter, GitHub, Magic Link, all that type of stuff, Supabase just makes it a lot easier. Obviously it's got some costs involved. So I think I'm already logged in. So this is the basic account that your users will see. This is just a demo page at the moment. We have the billing section. On the billing page, you can manage your subscription. I'm just going to open up the Stripe panel. You can cancel your plan or update your plan so you can switch between different plans. Confirm that. So this is going to be Starter Pro. Should reflect over there. So got Pro over there. And then you got a basic settings page. Update your details and return to settings. Change your password. Unsubscribe. So we'll give you a notification that you unsubscribed. Return to settings, and you can subscribe again if you want. So that's pretty much it for this one. Next up is OpenSaaS, another 100% free boilerplate. It's created by the guys from Wasp. It's got a ton of really, really cool features. It's got Stripe, Lemon Squeezy integration, email dashboard, email sending. Yeah, let's have a look around. I did install this a couple weeks back. It was pretty smooth and pretty fast to install, but being so used to working with Next.js, this has a bit of a learning curve, but it is quite powerful and fast to create extra pages and functionality and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna log in real quick with Google. I've signed in already, so it's not gonna go through the Google auth screens, but as you can see here, you can go to the sign up screen, sign up with email or these providers. I'm just going to go to login and just use Google. So this AI day scheduler is just a demo app that they built just to give people an idea of how this actually works. Fully working AI scheduler. In terms of the rest of the features, you have your account settings. By the way, this admin dashboard, it won't be visible to your users, but obviously this is just a demo. One cool thing is your plan over here. I have 0 credits remaining. That takes me to the pricing page where you can buy more credits. And this is going to take me to the Stripe panel, just like the boilerplates. Let's have a look at the admin dashboard. this is pretty cool. So they say this is actual data from the Stripe test purchases. So you can see there's 91,000 page views. The demo the demo app has made 63,000 in revenue and 307 paying users. So it's basically people like us testing out the system, and it's actually showing stats directly from Stripe, from the testing side of things. Look at the users. So the users list is only mock data. You can manage people here. Settings page, chart, I think this is all just UI elements that you can use in your application or bring your own. Light and dark mode. In terms of a boilerplate, it's got a lot of cool features, and you could probably build your application pretty quick. It's got the main features to get you started, and then you basically just build out your application. All right, so that was OpenSauce. It's got a lot of potential. It's easy to install, a lot of cool features, but I need to spend more time digging around. It's different than building in Next.js. So I'll do a follow-up video where I go from installing it and then building out a couple pages using the Wasp Lang. Let's get into one of my favorite boilerplates that I found recently. This one is Sauce Starter. It's created by Mika. I'll have the link to this GitHub repo in the description. But yeah, let me run through this real quick. So it's built using Next.js, Prisma Neon for the database, Auth.js for the registration, the sign-in, all that type of stuff, Resend, React Email, ShadCN UI, which is one of the most popular UI component libraries right now, and it's got Stripe integration. And just going back to Auth.js real quick before exploring this boilerplate more. So Auth.js is pretty powerful. It's got a ton of options available. You can sign in with your Apple ID, Discord, Dropbox, Facebook, obviously Google, and then username with a passkey, and Twitter, the more popular methods. So it's got that integrated, which is really cool. Just looking at the front page, it's just got some demo content, just to fill up the site a little bit, but you can see what's possible. It's got a light and dark mode available out of the box. It's got a nice little pricing page, and then the comparison table comes pretty stacked with features, ideas for designs and stuff like that. If you're trying to build fast, your customers want to sign up, they have to sign in first, which is really cool. The blog itself, it's already got like a category layout, which is really nice. They added in the filtering system. They are using .md or mdx files, which is markdown files. For me, there's good part of it and not so good part of it. So if you're gonna rely on content marketing and publishing a lot of blog posts, you're probably gonna have to connect this up to a headless CMS. But as you can see, it's a pretty cool blog, some really cool features, which I really like. Let's go into the actual dashboard. Now I've already signed in, so it's not going to go through the usual Google authentication screens, and this is just going to update. You can see it's got the upgrade and manage subscriptions at the moment. I think I might be on this starter package right now. Let's just go into the dashboard real quick, and this is basically the first page that your customers will see. You can completely change this to whatever you want. If it's a new user, it's probably going to be some sort of onboarding process, like a multi-step form where you get some details about them, and obviously depending on what you're building and what information you need from them. Going into settings, this section here, you need to remove this once you go into production mode, because they've added this option just to change into admin. So you'll see up here by the dashboard, as soon as I click save, it's going to show the admin panel. So if you do install this, just keep in mind to remove this section so that your users don't become admins. So just going into the admin section, this is just demo content, but you can just pull in data from Stripe and display it here just to show like how many subscribers you have, your total sales. And so you can set up your own admin dashboard over here, and then just clicking through charts. This is also just the demo page where they're just showcasing what's possible with ShadCN. So it's some components that you can use, and then orders, it's also empty. Settings, we've been here before, documentation, all that type of stuff. It's definitely one of my favorites, which I actually started using already. Probably gonna make a couple videos while I build out MicroSauce, and you'll be seeing this boilerplate being used. So just real quick, I'm gonna change to user, save that, and then I'm gonna go to billing page. And it will show me that currently I'm on the business plan. Like I said, this is integrated with Stripe, so you'll see the standard Stripe panel. You can cancel your plan or you can update your plan. Let me just go downgrade to Pro User, continue, confirm, all done. Now when I go back to the dashboard, it will show me here that I'm on the Pro plan. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's got a lot of features. The installation is a bit of a mixed bag. You know, setting up the Next.js part is always easy. The only tricky part that I found was with the env file. It can be a pain in the ass, but I think it's definitely worth it. Totally suggest this as a boilerplate. One thing to keep in mind is Mika has two versions of this. So the one is the Next Sauce starter, and then he's got the Next Auth roles template. So if you do end up Googling or searching for this, just know that the Next Auth roles does not have Stripe integration from the start. It works pretty much the same. I will have the link in the description so you can get the right one, but if you don't need Stripe, if you just want to build something like an internal tool, the other one would be fine too. But if you want to collect payments, then I would definitely use this one.